everyone, it's Brittany from Beauty, and today we're going to do Lady Gaga hair extensions. Now, if you're like me, you stayed up until 11 o'clock Central Time watching E to watch a new telephone video. So, for St. Patrick's Day weekend and going out and everything, I'm going to make Lady Gaga hair extensions. So basically what I have right here is an old pair of hair extensions that I have. They're actually Euro Next extensions, which are available at Sally Beauty Supply. I'm using old extensions because I bought a new pair. You can certainly go out and buy a new pair. They run around $80 at Sally. But I'm just using an old pair so that way, we can get some more use out of them. So first thing I'm going to do is I actually brushed out the extensions. Got them all smooth because they were a little ratty. And then I took just your basic cookie sheet and lined it with tin foil. The reason why I do that is because whenever you color hair or you foil it, you put it in foil. And color is okay to be on foil. And, that way you have a nice flat surface to work with. So what we're going to be using today is Manic Panic. It's called Banana. And I got this at Sally too. This is a temporary hair color. A temporary hair color is basically a hair color that if you were to put it on your hair, it sits on the outside of your hair. It doesn't actually go into your hair and change the chemical bonds in your hair. So I'm using this on my extensions so that way we can get the yellow color. And, if I ever decide I wanted to change my mind and have the extensions look natural again, we can go ahead and do that. And I color extensions a lot. I actually color a lot for Beauty clients that come in and want hair extensions done, etc. and my friends. And the best thing I can tell you about hair extensions if you color your hair at home, hair extensions don't work like hair on your head because there's no heat involved. So if they say, for example, on here they say to leave the color on for 20-30 minutes, I'll leave it on for longer than that, maybe like an hour or two, just because extensions, mannequin heads, any girl who's ever gone or guy who's gone to beauty school knows that they don't take the color as fast because there's no heat involved, and heat aids in color processing. So that's why I'm going to leave them on the sheet. I'll shoot this part of the video, and then I'll come back and show you the end result. So we have the extensions all laid out. I'm going to just go ahead and open this. And I'll just show you here. So this is pretty yellow. Lady Gaga's hair is a little bit darker of a yellow, but this is the closest shade that I could find. And also I wanted to get something that was accessible to everyone because even you don't have to be a licensed hairdresser to shop at Sally's. So, okay, so I am just going to take this and I'm just going to kind of rub it on. I'm going to do another video later where I'm tinting my new extensions, and then I'll actually use a bowl and a brush to do that. But for these ones, I'm just going to kind of work it in there like that. And the biggest thing you want is total saturation. So you really want to put it on there nice and thick, so that way each strand is saturated. So you're just going to go ahead and work that all through. Always wear gloves. I use these awesome... they're non-latex, they're reusable, so, it's great because they're a little bit more green. You're not throwing them out every time. However, if you're a hairdresser, obviously, you got to throw them out. But for people like me that, are doing stuff at home, or if you're, obviously using them on extensions or yourself, you definitely don't need to throw them out after every time. So I'm just saturating it here. So... And basically, one thing you want to make sure is the extensions that you're using, they need to be like really bright blonde. They need to be almost platinum. If you try to put this yellow on a dark hair extension, it's not going to take. It's not going to change color. It's going to be like yellow mixed with brown. So think about, basically like some of elemental properties of hair color is, whatever your hair is that you're working with and you add that color to it, that's what you're going to get. So if you have black and you add yellow to it, you're going to get like basically a lighter, warmer black. You're not going to get this really bright electric yellow shade. So make sure if you're using an old pair of extensions and they're darker, make sure you bleach them up so they're, you know, almost like a platinum blonde, and then go ahead and put the Manic Panic on. If you are a brave soul and want to put it on yourself, same thing. Make sure you know, go to the hairdresser, have them lighten your hair, etc. And always keep in mind that this is a temporary color, but it is possible that it could transfer a little bit. So, you know, if you're wearing it on yourself, you know, just keep that in mind, because, you know, sometimes when people do like the cherry cola reds or, you know, anything that's really bright like that, they actually end up getting like the red color on their pillowcases and stuff like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and work all the color in. Just so you know, this whole experiment, or project, I should say, beauty project, will probably end up costing me around $10. Once you count in the foil, the price for the Manic Panic, which the Manic Panic is around $8 or $9 at Sally, depending on, you know, if you have a beauty club card or if you have the professional discount like I do, etc. So we're going to do this last one, and then I'm going to go ahead and let these sit. As you can see, they're all very fully saturated. So, and it'll take about, I mean, I'm putting a lot more color on there than, you know, you would if you were normally doing this on your own hair. But I'm going to do 4 wefts, or 4 tracks, or 4 clumps of extensions. So, which is like, a weft is this, a piece like this. So one solid piece that you put, or they call them tracks, but yes, weft is the more term nowadays. But I'll probably end up using most of this jar for the 4 wefts that I'm going to do, because I'm really packing it on there, and I'll probably come back and put a little bit more on there just to make sure everything's really saturated, and I can get that really awesome yellow shade. So, and the reason why I use a cookie tray is that it's just easier for them to lay flat. You know, when you're coloring your own hair or you're coloring someone else's hair, you have, you know, there's resistance there, because, you know, it can move, but only so much, because it is attached to your head or someone else's head. But, you know, extensions aren't, so it's just easier for me to kind of work with them, lay them flat. And also you want to make sure that the hair is kind of, you don't want too much of it clumping up on one another, because then it can't, then you might get lines in it and stuff like that. So you want to kind of spread it out, you know, nice and thin, kind of like if you were, you know, making a thin crust pizza or something like that. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other one off camera, and I will come back in an hour and show you what they look like. Hi everyone, it's Brittany from Bryttannee Eaton Beauty, and I'm just back to finish up the Lady Gaga extension video. And here's the finished result of what the extensions look like. So as you can see, they're pretty bright yellow. I'll get a little bit closer. I'm in my kitchen right now, so the tones aren't quite right, but it's pretty close to the Lady Gaga shade. Maybe a little bit more brighter than hers, but very close. And so, you know, once you get it blended in, you'll get that kind of look once you curl it and everything else like that. But as you can see, it's a really beautiful tone. Basically what I did is I washed it out until the water was relatively clear with temporary color. It was, you know, a very, very, very pale yellow. And color turned out great. And another fun thing to note is that the Manic Panic, at least the banana shade, which is the shade that we used for this, or that I used for this rather, actually glows in the dark. So if you're going to a club for St. Patrick's Day, or if you're just going to the club period, you know, that's kind of a fun thing to have if they have black lights or anything else like that. So that's it for right now. I apologize for not wearing any makeup. I'm kind of scary right now, but I wanted to get back to you guys as soon as I could. So if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Otherwise, reply to the video or anything else, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Happy St. Patrick's Day.